Hello, it is FPL Yellow Army reporting for duty. I am Roberto, also known as Roberto the Pro on Instagram, and of course, get my Twitter handle at capital R Roberto, capital H Hollis 9, and do go give a watch for my previous Juicer videos. Of course, one was the intro to my Juicer content, but also we had a nice little Juicy video looking at the best options for pre-season, basically what I'm thinking for each position, and yeah, make sure you go smash a like on that one. Obviously since then a few transfers have happened, so that might get updated, and obviously my picks for each position will fluctuate, of course, as we start to get near to pre-season and see some teams actually start playing matches and seeing who's more nailed on for Watford. We will get a bit more idea with that now that Bachmann and Ken Sema, of course, have travelled back from their time in the Euros. And yeah, it's nice because Sema, alright, he didn't play in any of the games, but he's got rested. It's no injury for him. Daniel Bachmann had a superb tournament, and really Austria, one of the surprise teams getting through their group. They did well to do that, and he played very, very well versus Italy with a few impressive saves. So yeah, love that from Daniel Bachmann. But today we are doing an interesting one on set pieces. So I'm going to let you know, people, who the set piece takers are for the Golden Boys. Now, I actually think that this is, of all the clubs in the Premier League, certainly of the promoted teams, you'd say, one of the best teams for set pieces. Because, okay, I'll admit, as a Watford fan, we don't defend set pieces too well, but we actually have quite a lot of goal threat from set pieces, and we saw it in the Project Restart. A lot of the goals we were, trying to aim for and just play against those kind of difficult teams to break down, like your Burnleys and Southamptons. We were actually scoring a lot of goals from set pieces, and Craig Dawson was banging in the goals. But actually, we've got a lot of good deliverers of the ball from corners. We've scored a lot of set piece goals in the past. I'll always remember opening day of the season, Brighton, Pereira, two absolute stunners, and one of them was from a corner. So we certainly do work really hard on the set piece delivery and set piece practice. So I think this could be a really good option, Watford players. We've got a lot of strong centre-backs who can win headers. We didn't see many of those last season, but we saw goals pop up for some of the defenders. And of course, some very nice creative players in there. So yeah, let's get into what I'm going to say. I think the main thing to say is, of course, corners, free kicks and penalties. Now, a lot of it is up for debate. It is still a little bit ambiguous. We need to see how set pieces happen in pre-season and what goes on with that. But this is what I'm strongly recommending in terms of who's going to be on them and then who's the best assets for FPL in each of those set piece duties. So here we go. We've got penalties to start off with. Now, Troy Deeney is the man for this, but the big question is, will he be playing? I just don't know. We've brought in so many strikers now. Joshua King, which is a cracking signing. We've also got Emmanuel Dennis, who should get a decent amount of games. And, of course, we've got Ashley Fletcher. We don't know how much he's going to play. But Deeney did have a lot of limited time last season. We changed to the 4-3-3. Deeney's not going to be playing week in, week out, you'd imagine. But maybe he still have a role to play. He had a contract running out, but he's looking like he's going to get a 1-year contract extension. So, he's going to want to end on a high. Do we play in most of the games? And therefore, is he on penalties? I'm not sure about his fitness, though. But watch out for it, certainly mid-season. If he's starting to, start games with Pedro up top, then he could be, of course, on penalties. But there's also talk that Ismail Assar, with Deeney having these injury problems, could very well be on penalties. Joao Pedro took a few in the Championship last season, and I think he took 2 or 3. Sarr also took some, and of course with a crucial penalty, Sarr put it away for the goal that sealed our promotion in the Championship. So ultimately, I do feel that Sarr is the best option right now. If we see Deeney playing, which is not amazingly likely, but it's a possibility, then of course I think it goes to Deeney. But if, Sarr somehow gets injured, then of course Pedro can step up. But I think Sarr is your leading man. He would putting them away so confidently, and he just looks like a more nailed starter than someone like Troy Deeney at the minute. So let's talk about free kicks then, shall we? Direct free kicks. Now, we haven't been known for the best team in terms of scoring free kicks in the last few years. We waited so long for a goal from a free kick. Alman Abdi was our man for that back in the Championship, and of course our first season promoted in the Premier League, 2015-16. But we waited a long time, and we got it against Aston Villa on 15-16 season in a 3-2 thriller, that one. But then we waited until literally last season to score a goal from a free kick. We've had really, really bad attempts. Cleverly has been on a lot of them, to be fair to him, and a few of them just, close to going in, but just above the crossbar. So I think Cleverly will go for it. Also, I think Chalobah could be in with the shout. And of course, Messina, he's the guy that ended our wait for that goal from a free kick against Cardiff. It was a bit of a lucky one, I'll admit. It was an important one. It was a brilliant goal because he hit it so hard, but he just went straight through the goalkeeper. So you're not going to see that kind of thing in the Premier League, I'd imagine. And Messina's not going to probably have the confidence, maybe, to go for a free kick in the Premier League. I'm not feeling it, but I could be proved wrong. Ken Sema also could be a contender for being on those free kicks. He's always so good at whipping in balls, and the set pieces could be perfect to utilise Ken Sema's delivery when he is on the pitch and when he's, showing that pace to win the fouls and then take the free kicks. But who do I think is the best option for free kicks? I'm going to stick with Cleverly, but I think Sema's the second one because ultimately Chalobah's going to want to be a bit more defensive and help out. Now, there is rumours about Chalobah and Hughes that their time is, starting to run out because, of course, other clubs want to come sniffing. But I really wouldn't like to see it. Hopefully, we can keep hold of these lads whose contracts run out in the next couple of years. So, fingers crossed Chalobah and Hughes can stay, but I would go with Cleverly for the minute on free kicks. And finally, we've got corners and indirect free kicks. Now, these are, obviously good for getting those set-piece goals, especially defensive goals whipped in from the corner. Indirect free kicks, of course, I don't feel like we're necessarily going to have lots of opportunities from indirect free kicks, but your likes of Philip Zinckernagel, who, did struggle last season, but I think he'll get some minutes. He won't be a consistent starter, but he certainly is Premier League level, in my opinion. And Zinckernagel can whip them in, so he could be decent if we have, say, Cleverly on the direct free kicks. Zinckernagel can alternate, and likely so can Ken Sema. I don't think Hughes will take the indirect free kicks because, he's not. That's not really part of his game. He's more defensive and, breaking up the play. But I could see Will Hughes whipping in some corners, as I could Tom Cleverly and Ken Sema. So to break that down for you, I'm going to go for indirect free kicks, going to be coming from Philip Zinckernagel. And if he doesn't play, which is a likely possibility, then I'm going to back Ken Sema. But in terms of corners, I would go with Ken Sema as well. I think that if he does play, which is, going to be hard to work out with so much attacking talent in that front three, then Sema, I think, is the man for the corners. And I think that Cleverly also can do a job on corners. So there's a lot of options, but to just be, firm about it, corners, I would stick with Ken Sema, and indirect free kicks. Actually, we'll change Zinckernagel because there's a bit of doubt of whether he'll take them. So we'll go with Cleverly for that. So Sema and Cleverly for corners and from free kicks indirectly from those two. So that wraps up my video. Hope you have enjoyed going through the set pieces for each of the clubs. And feel free to enjoy it and put a like on it. I would really appreciate it. Of course, Roberto_the_pro on Instagram and Roberto Hollis9 at Twitter. So make sure you keep on watching those FPL Juice videos, 8:30 PM on Tuesday every night. You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the lot. It is very, very good to catch up and keep up with these videos coming from FPL Juice. And of course, check out the other juices as well. But that is my video done. Hope you have enjoyed. And in terms of recommendations for the FPL terms for these set pieces, I think it's got to be Ismail Assar at 6 million. He's going to play. And free kicks, I just feel like it's going to be Cleverly. Cleverly, obviously, is getting towards the times where he might not start every match, but if he's on them, he can hit them from a distance, as we saw with his goal against Crystal Palace away from home a few seasons back. And then corners, it's got to be Ken Sema. He was so good whipping them in, and Cleverly maybe also, but I think you've just got to back Cleverly on the indirect free kicks rather than the corners. But thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.